Oh, hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of my vlogs. Hopefully you like this. Anyway, enough of that. I was chatting. Oh, wait a second. My cousin's contacting me through Facebook. This is an oddity. But anyway, people, I've been chatting with people about the car, the G6, and its squeaky front end. And this made a lot of sense. A lot more sense than usual. I don't understand. Like, even though I played stupid car mechanic simulator game, that doesn't mean shit, right? Fuck, you click a mouse, you take parts off, you put parts in. But they're saying that that squeak in the front end is caused by the polyurethane bushings in the car, which go from the sway bar links to, I'm going to say the A-arms. I'm probably wrong, but anyway, the sway bar links, the bushings for them are shot, and that's the squeaking I'm hearing. After doing some research online, I realized that even if the bushings are completely worn out, the sway bar won't fall off because it's bolted in. All those bushings do is kind of seal the gap between the sway bar links and the A-arm or the frame or whatever the hell it bolts to, I'm not sure. And it's more of a nuisance than a safety thing. Like, not like I'm going to lose my sway bar tomorrow or anything, but that's what needs to be fixed. So I need to talk to someone who knows how to do the sway bar links, and apparently that's, oh shit, I zoomed in too much, I'm Sonying. There we go. Apparently that's what they look like, kind of like that. Now any mechanic out there would know exactly what's going on, but apparently when they wear out, you get that creaking sound because now they're moving. And apparently they're supposed to fit in there snug and not move at all, and the inside just kind of turns with I don't know. I don't know. All I know is mine are shot, and that's why the G6 sounds like a bucket of shit. The steering is obviously because of the steering motor, needs to be replaced, but yeah, so that's pretty dickered. We're going to have to get that fixed before, well, we can get that fixed whenever. But everybody I talked to, I asked them, like, well, is it safe to go on a road trip? Because I was thinking about going down to visit blokes sometime in the very near future and stuff. I was going to go down for May 2-4 weekend, for the long weekend, not the 24th. And then I found out that, I was thinking, well, you know, I can go down there, hang out with bloke, and then we can go out to Pugs and see the tractor races and all that. And then last night I'm watching the THC, and Pug 1 blows it. He's like, no. He goes, the tractor races are not for the May 2-4 long weekend. They're for the May 24th, which is not a long weekend, which is just a regular day. And May 24th is when I'm having the bowling tournament, so I can't go. I can't go to the races. That's not going to happen. But, yeah, so that kind of frickin' sucks a lot. Big times. It's funny because Bloke and I talked about this whole tractor thing, and he's like, no, mate, no. He goes, it's on the long weekend. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, I talked to him, and he told me, like, no, it's literally going to be on the 24th. And he's like, no, it's always a long weekend. It's always a long weekend. Because when he has his tractor race in August, it's always the August long weekend. When he has his tractor race in October, it's always around his birthday, October 2nd. So this year, he's not doing it on the long weekend. So I'm going to miss the tractor races. It's just the way she goes. I'm not too worried about it. Bloke can go the following weekend. That's not a problem for him. He doesn't live that far away, about an hour's drive, and he can go check that out. But I'm going to have to miss the tractor races this year because I'm going at the wrong time. And I can't really change that because I already booked my holidays to go then. And yeah, it's just kind of dicked, but oh well, it's the way she goes, right? It's the way she goes. We're gonna have to get ready soon and head off to work, and frig yeah, just chatting with friends and chatting with my cousin here. He needs a new computer because his just bit the farm. Frig sakes. Also, for all my vapors out there, I built this Sevesto K-Fun Light yesterday. And let me tell you, she's currently sitting at 1.3 ohms. I got it on top of the Vamo stainless steel. Looks friggin' awesome. And it vapes really nice too. So, that's pretty good. You know, it's not a cloud maker, but it's great for a day-to-day vape. Holds 4.5 mil of liquid, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. Just gonna fill her up before we gotta head off to work, just so I have a full tank. So I'm gonna bring this setup with me to work and go from there. Actually, I think I might leave that setup here, and I might bring this setup with me. This is the MVP with the Russian 91, and it does a good job too. I'm just a big fan of these K-Fun tanks. I've been asked a couple times, like, do I have a Nautilus, the Aspire Nautilus? And no, I do not have the Aspire Nautilus. And then I get asked, do I plan on getting one? And I have to respond, no, I do not plan on getting one. The reason being is a lot of my friends have them, and either A, they've dropped it and shattered the friggin' shell. Now, we're talking about a device like the K-Fun and the Russian and all that. These are around 30 bucks, okay? 30, well, this is an authentic, so I paid a little bit more for this one here for the authentic, and I'm glad I did because I saw the clone version of this Russian, and sucks. The channels aren't as big as they're supposed to be. But, so, for instance, this K-Fun Light, you can pick this up right now at Can Vape for about $27. The Nautilus Aspire is $37, and all it is a tank. Just a tank with airflow control and a coil set up inside of it, which is exchangeable coil. Now, $37 for the device. You get 2 coils, one pre-installed, one spare, and then to buy extra coils, it's like $13.99 for 5 more coils, which is kind of expensive for that, you know? Like, your Pro Tanks, your EVODs and all that, it's around $6-7 bucks and you get 5 coils. It's almost $1.25 a coil, where with the Aspire, it's almost $1.50 a coil. It's, I don't know, I just can't justify it. It's not even, it's more than that, it's almost $2.50 a coil pretty much. So I was like, yeah, no. And then my buddy has one, and he's like, holy shit, does this thing ever piss through coils fast? And I'm like, well, what, like once a month? And he goes, are you kidding me? He goes, once every friggin' week. I'm blowing a coil. I'm like, that's not right. And then he gave him Rip's video to learn how to rebuild it, and he rebuilt the friggin' coil, and he was like, well, he goes, it's a little better. He goes, it's not dual coil, but it still pops them quick. And then he made the mistake. He was using his his Aspire on the MVP. He had it sitting on his desk, and then he knocked it over, and because the Nautilus hangs out farther than the thing, when it banged the desk, the Pyrex tank just exploded. Because unlike like a Pro Tank or any other tank with a Pyrex, I'm going to pretend this has a Pyrex onto it, but it's not as plastic. You got this top cap and this bottom cap that kind of, you know, it's pushed out further. You can tell it's pushed out further than the tank. Well, on the Nautilus, it's not like that. It's just like you got the bottom, then you got this huge dome, and then this part here would be glass, and then it wraps into a metal little duper. Then you put your drip tip onto it. Well, it shattered. It exploded everywhere. So now he's got to buy a new tank. Well, a new tank for the thing on eBay is 20 bucks for a Pyrex tank. So it's like, holy fuck, like this thing gets really expensive. I'm not buying that. Besides, the K-Fun's put out pretty good vapor for what they are. You blow the coil, you just build a new coil, pop it back in there, re-wick it, and you're done. It's more, I find this setup to be more feasible than the setup from Aspire. So to each their own. Some people like the Aspire. I'm not going to knock it. I've never tried it. I've seen I've seen how it works. It looks great. Puts out the vapor. But for me, I don't see it financially feasible. But I don't know. It's to each their own, I guess. But let's get the frig out of here and head off to work. Yeah, buddy. Let's.
Oh, look who came to say hi to us. Look who came to say hi. It's a scamper. She's not in heat anymore, so.
Gonna have to get her vagina de-vagina'd.
De-vagina'd. Ow. De-vagina'd. She no longer can have babies.
Oh, what a glorious day out today. Frig sakes, is she ever nice. Sunny. Wind's chilly as fuck though, but whatevs. Not a big deal. So, I'm gonna head off to work, see if there's any new updates as to what's happening, and go from there. Actually, there was an update, but we'll talk about that when we hit the road. Let's do this. Oh boy. So yeah, we got an email at work about what's really going on, and it looks like the union's going to be fighting it. So, because it's bullshit. Like, this announcement was dropped without the union even knowing about it, and they're not giving anybody any information on what's going to happen. So it's messing everything up. So, like, people are in panic, and there's more people leaving every day to go pursue a more stable career. You know, it's pretty bad. Like, you can't leave us in the dark when it affects our lives, but as government knows, government don't care about the people. Government just care about the government, you know? Hey bud, you got your fucking lights on. Are you stopping? There we go. Jesus. Fucking school buses, I tell you. They kick that R2-D2 light on, but they never come to a complete stop. Holy crap. Darting around on a motorbike over here, that's hilarious. Just waiting for these kids to fucking pick up the pace. Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait for the to see what's gonna happen. I have a feeling that, like I said multiple times, where's that chick going? Okay, she's going up the street. There's gonna be an election coming up between the conservatives versus the liberals versus the New Democratic Party. Like very, very, very shortly. In like 4 or 5 months, whatever, however long September is from now. And I have a feeling this whole thing is gonna blow over. I'm not gonna lose my job. Life will be as normal and everything will go fine. But then again, you never know, right? You never know what could happen. So it's one of those, just gotta roll with the punches and wait. But that's what I was chatting with Bruce about this at work. And even he said, he goes, well, we just, oh Jesus. Can you be any louder, car? We can let everybody know you're just a rust bucket piece of shit. But it's just one of those things where, like Bruce said, he goes, if we lose our jobs and we don't get the security pay, but we get the severance, you know, he's thinking, like, it's not going to be that big of a deal, you know, move, get another job, go. Mind you, he's in a better, well, not really a better condition than I'm in, but like he's renting a place now, so all he has to do is give his last month's notice and be like, listen, I'm fucking off, and he's gone. Like, I'm in a little bit tighter position because I have a house and I'm kind of established and all that, but you know, I could always just put some money into the house, fix her up to make her look better and stuff, and either sell it or rent it. And like, it'd be a prime rental property for anybody who's in school because the bus route's right friggin' there. You know, get dad to put that oak door on the garage and then keep the garage locked and be like, you can rent the house, but the garage is off limits and I can leave stuff in the garage. I just don't know what I would do with the animals. Like, I don't want to lose my dog or my cat, but if I had to, then I had to, and it's the way she goes, but I kind of don't want to, you know? Kind of like those little bastards. Ah, well, it's one of those things where we're just going to have to see what happens and go with it. And it's just the way she goes, people. Like, holy, stay in your lane, bud. Fuck you, scared. Fucking lane jumpers, eh? Son of a bitch. Probably asked why I didn't take the highway. It's because the lineup back there to turn off looked pretty long, and I probably wouldn't get it in time and be waiting in an intersection for like an hour. Which is pretty much what I'm going to do here because these people don't know how to fucking hit the throttle and go. Oh, dick. Oh, so brutal. They need to go through these roads and fix them all up again. Frig's sakes, are they ever shitty. You know, and that was... There's a thing going on the radio right now where you can call in potholes, and if you call in a pothole that hasn't been called in, you get entered into a contest to win a prize. You know your city's roads are dicked when they make a contest out of counting potholes. But whatevs, it's the way she goes. Oh well, even though I'm going down to, well, if I do go down, that's still up in the airs. I want to go down and visit Bloke, but I gotta see how the finances are by then and roll with it, you know. Now that it's warming up, this piece of shit's starting to get better fuel economy. Some people say it's because of winter gas is different than summer's gas, but I chatted with people who own gas stations around here and they all said the same thing. Gas is gas. There's no different in winter versus summer. The only thing that changes is the more your car uses more because it's so cold, that the air is so cold and it gets denser, so it needs more fuel to atomize properly so it doesn't run lean. The only thing that changes at a gas station is the diesel. The diesel gets winter diesel added, which has a bunch of additives into it to keep it from gelling over at minus 25. But anything colder than that, you gotta add more additives. So apparently diesel turns into jello. I don't know. I was driven fuel cars. I've never had gas cars. I've never had a diesel vehicle in my life, so I have no idea. But I do remember my buddy Chuck, he used to have to go out and there'd be trucks that were stalled out because the fuel system was fucked, and he'd have to go out and he'd take a propane tank with him and he would just open it up and ignite it and then put it underneath the truck, like the transport, and superheat the fuel cell, superheat the engine block, and then that would solve the problem. And then he could, you know, the truck would start and run. Once it started and run, he'd be like, all right, now don't fucking turn it off, because if you do, you're not going to get it started again and stuff like that. Oh, vaping some sweet water from VIP juices right now, and it's, you know what, not too friggin' bad. It's really good, actually. I'm really impressed. So I got an order coming in from Fast Tech because they had some shit there that I wanted to get. One of them is an OBD2 reader. Probably saying, if you're not into cars, what the fuck is that? Well, basically you plug it into the little port underneath your steering wheel, and then it Bluetooth syncs to your telephone or your computer, whatever you want to use. And then you can get code scanning stuff or OBD2 reading software for your phone or your computer. And you can run that, and it will basically monitor your car and tell you any error codes and what engine load you're at when you're driving. Basically, it's that thing that Pug has on his truck. It does that, except for, you know, you can just take the adapter out of your car and plug it into another car and get readings off of that, where the setup that Pug has looks like it's pretty much embedded into his truck. And if you were to take it off and hook it up to the van, looks like you'd have to do a lot of dewiring and rewiring. Where this thing here, it's like, you just pop it into the OBD2 port and it gets its power from the OBD2 port, and then you just fucking go, you know? Now I got one in the trunk of this car that's similar, but it requires a USB port, so you got to use it with a computer to get your information. Not that that's a bad thing, but my buddy Chuck got one and he played with it on his cell phone, and he showed me how it works and all that, and I was like, fuck yeah, I need that. And he's like, yeah, 82 bucks over at Maslac, and I was like, fuck. And then sure enough, I'm on Fast Tech and I see the same damn device for $12, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna order it for $12 instead of $88. Like, come on, that's some serious friggin' cutbacks in prices right there. I like that kind. So I ordered that up, and oh, Leia, can you be any noisier, car? You guys gotta be able to hear that. Yeah, crunchy. Alright, we're at work. Frig yeah, we are. So, perfect. So like I said, with the weather warming up, I'm getting a little bit better fuel mileage. No longer 14.8, I'm down to 14.5. So, yay, you know, yay. But it's still pretty shit. I was looking at other cars and stuff, and they have a couple nice vehicles over at my car, and I was looking at that pickup truck again, the Colorado with the 4-cylinder 5-speed, and I was chatting with him, and he's like, he's willing to do some wheeling and dealing on the price and stuff, and I'm like, you know, it probably only costs like $300 to get this piece of shit fixed and be good to go again and sound right and not all crunchy, and once they do the recall work and all that, it should probably be a good car again. You know, just replacing a car because a couple bushings are gone doesn't seem feasible. But I don't know, whatevs. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, people, I'm going to call her quits for now, and we're going to get along with this day. Got to go to work, so hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click the like button. Questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, people, keep on vlogging.